When we work with people who are living with dementia, we often are privileged to hear stories from their past, stories of how they came to America or how their parents or grandparents immigrated to this land. We work with people of many and varied ethnic groups, religions, and cultures, and so their stories of immigration vary greatly. There are, however, a few themes that are common to all of the elders telling us these stories. They or their forebears came here knowing no English, with no discernible skills, and only a few pesos, lira, marks, francs, rubles in their pockets. But they all, every one of them, made a life here and contributed enormously to their new home, America. Here are a few of the stories that people with dementia have so generously shared with us.
Ezra was a 102-year-old man when we first met him. He was unsure of where he was living, what the year or even the decade was, and he never remembered us. But Ezra remembered very well his German grandfather, a man who cleared the Indiana forests with only a very sharp axe and an indomitable will. He would inspect his sons and grandsons each Sunday morning to make sure they had come up to scratch before they were allowed to walk several miles to church. Ezra and his family continued to farm the land that his grandfather cleared, producing meat, milk, and grain for his fellow Americans.
We were working with flags of the world one day with Jenny, who usually said almost nothing and slept through much of the day. When Jenny saw the flag of Norway, she picked it up and studied it, and then began to tell us in her thickly accented English of her trip to America when she was 14 years old and all alone. She described in great detail watching the ship pull away from the shore and seeing the poppies dancing in the wind. That was the last time she ever saw her homeland or her family. Upon her arrival in America, Jenny had to attend first grade in order to learn English. She told us how embarrassed she was to sit in the little desks with a room full of 6-year-olds, so she studied very hard and learned English very quickly. Jenny married a baker from Denmark, and they established their own neighborhood bakery. She told us it was her job to go from their apartment to the bakery downstairs very early in the morning to light the ovens and get them hot for her baker husband. The other elderly ladies in the group, hearing this story, began to laugh, and one of them said to Jenny, "I'll bet you kept it hot for him."
There was Nick, who told us how he and his brothers swam rivers and climbed mountains to escape Hungary and the armies of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, who rampaged through villages to force young men to fight the emperor's wars with them. Nick was only 17 years old when his ship landed on Ellis Island. He and his older brothers split up when they arrived. His 2 brothers went to Detroit to try to find work in the burgeoning auto industry factories, but Nick liked the look of Chicago and got off the train there. He learned English, raised a family of 4 children, and became a pattern maker at Chicago Air Motor, the people who made the windmills that are found on farms all over this country. His son, Nick Jr., was a decorated pilot in World War II, and he saved many American soldiers.
Esther's family were immigrants who came to this country with nothing and built a sod house on the prairie. At 95, she still remembered with great affection the little house in the great sea of grass on the Nebraska plains. She told us that the sod house stayed cool in the summer and warm in the winter. She even had an old photograph of a tiny Christmas tree standing in the corner of their sod house. Esther was a poet and a musician and a woman of deep faith and a very proud American.
All of the people we've met in this dementia work have made contributions, great and small, to the United States. They tell the stories of their travels here or their families' journeys to America with great pride and a great thankfulness. We, their fellow Americans, should take a moment and honor these courageous and adventuresome souls who left behind everything they knew to come to this strange land where they did not understand the language and where they had to work very hard and where they were often not wanted. But it was in this struggle that their gifts have made America, the USA, the great land that it is today.
Hi, this is Bob DeMarco, the founder of the Alzheimer's Reading Room. The Alzheimer's Reading Room operates for the benefit of society and specifically the Alzheimer's and dementia communities worldwide. We help dementia patients and caregivers to live a better life. Please consider subscribe to our channel, like and share our videos, and always comment. We look forward to reading your comments and we will respond. Thanks for listening. See you all next time.